Yo, what's up? Big numbers today. Non-farm payrolls coming out, crushing it. Little did we know that jobs were everywhere. We have a poll going in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking here. It's interesting. These long-awaited numbers coming in just an insanely strong year. After Powell himself remarked on numbers being overstated and to look for revisions downward. Kind of interesting. Kind of a little suspicious, a little odd. We've had about 1 million jobs last year downward revised. Couldn't tell you how this works. Couldn't tell you why this is done. It seems like that's kind of how it's always been. It's not just last year we've had revisions. It's constantly. Maybe jobs are a hard thing to really get a holistic picture of. That's reasonable. These numbers coming in today, though, and, well, Bitcoin doesn't seem to care. Silver, gold don't really seem to care. The stock market opened low. Now still down for the day, but regaining some of those losses here off these numbers. Markets seem unimpressed, unless I'm looking at the wrong ones. That's always possible. We had some big numbers on the Dow. Was it the Dow on Friday or on Monday? Big numbers on the Dow on Monday. Yep. 50K. Still no high from yesterday, or on Monday. No, yesterday. No new high, but hanging out there, I guess, showing some strength. That's good. That's decent. But largely unimpressed. Interesting moves. Interesting kind of vibe coming out today. This morning, we woke up to El Paso's airspace being shut down. I woke up, it's the first thing I saw. El Paso shut down 10 miles of airspace for there was no announcement as to why, but it was to be closed for 10 days. This has really never happened, closing airspace like this, since 9/11, I believe. They closed airspace for about 2 days. So this was like 5 times in 9/11, and then maybe 2 hours later, it was revoked. I don't know. Did we ever get word on that? Kind of a weird start to the day for markets. I don't really know what's going on. Aliens. It could be aliens. I hope it's aliens. But they called off the aliens, so maybe not. I feel like if it was aliens, they wouldn't have called it off. Man. Warming up here. The weather warmed up. It's like now above negative, but my allergies are back in full force. And maybe, have you guys heard of this norovirus, something? Apparently that's what everyone's talking about. I don't know, hospitals are saying people are coming in with some digestive problems thrown up. Maybe I got it. Might have gotten it over the weekend because I woke up feeling pretty weird. Nothing compared to COVID, though. And just a little extra bathroom time today. A little weird vibes from the gut, but I can feel it. I can feel it creeping in, this thing. I don't know. Some drones. Ooh, Peach. Peach says that they supposedly took out some drones used to cross U.S. airspace. Interesting. I did not see that. Cartel drone in the U.S. airspace. That is, UFAs. Technically. I look tired now. I'm tired. I just got finished saying how I think I'm a little sick. Also, the lighting, for some reason, I don't understand it. The lighting in here is always the same. Yet, the paleness that my body is, the canvas that it is, seems to reflect the light differently, kind of day to day. Sometimes I look really tan, sometimes I look really pale. I'm not sure what it is. I'm feeling all right. I woke up not feeling the best, but I'm feeling better now. I went to the gym. Crappy lift. You know how it is. Need me to be healthy? I'll be all right. I'm good. What's up, Shamir? I'm doing good. I don't even feel like I woke up and I just have gut problems, which I haven't had. I had IBS for a while, for many years, probably crypto related. But over the last, year or so, I started eating chia seeds every day, and I haven't really had those issues. And this morning was the first day I felt that way in a while. I was like, oh. So I think something's up. I think whatever's going around, I probably caught it in my shenanigans over this weekend, probably. But Bitcoin not looking great. Silver, I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it. Silver also does not look great. It doesn't. Take a look at silver in the middle, gold on the right here. Until silver can retake the like $92 level, this looks really bad. And I know there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of hope behind it. Silver is a great asset. So is gold. So is Bitcoin. But as is, this chart looks bad until proven otherwise. You can look over at gold and you can actually see basically what I'm hoping silver does here on this chart. Gold is standing out as the stronger chart for right now. Both of them fell from their highs just, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, fell from their highs and have painted on silver lower lows and lower highs. This is a downtrend off of a really nasty looking top. Breaking 92 will put this chart back in to perspective, or at least it can create a short-term uptrend. Can look to then retest the highs and potentially resume a really bullish year. Gold has done just that. It has hit a low and since then painted a higher high, a higher low, and now literally today with that higher high, it is now in an uptrend where silver is still trending down. Now, either way, they don't necessarily go back to all-time highs right away and start blasting. You have some resistance. You're going to have sellers on the way back up, but at least gold has begun the climb, where silver is still largely lagging. It's interesting. Let's not throw any stones today, though, here on the Bitcoin channel. We won't throw any stones because we live in a glass house. Bitcoin looking worse, I'll say, than like both of them. Bitcoin really taking the cake when it comes to crap here. Failing to break through 71.4, not even getting back to 80.5. We are seeing Bitcoin now trade lower into the week and threaten to retest the lows. It seems almost impossible that this thing won't bounce before it goes lower. Seems virtually impossible. We had a fear and greed of 5, which is the lowest I ever have seen it in my memory. I don't believe we've ever seen a 4 or 3 or 2. And typically when fear is that high, we see this market bounce. It doesn't always bring it into a bull run. It doesn't always give us golden gains and up only. But almost always, when fear has boiled like that in this space, we've seen upward action, at least for a short period of time. That was not the case. In fact, I want to say that 4 reading was like right here. It was like right here at 71.4. Just kind of strange price action. Bitcoin doesn't seem to be finding bids here. It's exploring lower lows and lower highs on the low time frame. Let's take a look at how far it's retraced. Take it from here. Take it from the wick. About 0.5. Okay, so we're not in Goblin Town, but man, we definitely need to see a bounce ASAP. And with all of this price action going back to about the 14th of January, it's hard to bet on a bounce. We have the 200-week moving average below us, right about 58K. We haven't tested that level. What else do we have down there? Come on, voice. My voice doesn't hurt. It's just crapping out on me. There's allergies. 58K, 200-week moving average. It certainly seems like even on a test of the 200-week, what are we looking for? Like, this has been a really savage sell-off. We just have not seen the bounce yet. It kind of feels like we're going to need some kind of catalyst, some kind of boost of some kind, but it doesn't seem that that is on the horizon. Lots of people have been talking about the Clarity Act for crypto. I don't think that the Clarity Act is what you think it is, if you are hopeful or bullish or whatever on it. I'm always bullish, but not typically bullish on random events. And the Clarity Act from the beginning to me has felt like the Bank Act, the Protecting Banks from Stablecoin Act, meaning not really our interest in mind, not really our bags, just the banks. It is pretty clear to me that banks do not want a world where you can collect yield on stablecoins without their involvement, which is absolute bullshit. First of all, absolute bullshit. Second of all, is really bad for us. They want to control that yield, and they basically want to cut us out of it at the end of the day. You'll notice that the SEC, every time they talk, virtually any time there's legislation that's crypto related, it's just about stablecoins. It's not about, it isn't and hasn't been about promoting crypto. It has been about protecting banks and putting the money or the profit back in their pockets. That's it. So win or lose, I don't even know the outcome of what. I'm sure it didn't pass. I'm sure like didn't even vote on it. Where was it? I'll pull it up later. Win or lose or whatever happens with it, man, it's not in our interest. I also want to say though, I don't think that it passing will like be a dump on the market. I don't think we should expect, you know, some kind of black swan-y dump on a Clarity Act passing, because it isn't even really directly, I want to say, harmful to crypto or at least Bitcoin in the short term. It is really something that is targeting us and hitting us, maybe not the broader space, but like our pockets, not letting us get the yield, keeping it in the banks. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of BS. Effing banks, dude. The pain continues. The only catalyst you can see is the U.S. buying Bitcoin, but I mean, that's not going to happen though. I would love for that to happen. I say that really hesitantly though. You know, we wanted, you know, people wanted Sailor to buy Bitcoin. We wanted ETFs to buy Bitcoin. Their involvements so far, or at least for now, have not really, it hasn't been what we thought it was. So, it has not played out how we thought it would or expected it to reasonably. And let's be real, U.S. buying Bitcoin may end up the same way. Regardless, it's just not going to happen. For the U.S. to actively buy Bitcoin, they would have to have Congress pass something that allocates money to it. It's just not going to happen. How can any senator, and this is like an issue that the U.S. government has at its core, how can a senator, a representative of a state, how can they go to their state and say, the federal government using our tax dollars to buy Bitcoin is a good thing? It's an impossible argument to win. Remember, these people, their only job is to get elected, period. And we can think, oh yeah, Bitcoin's involvement, like people would vote for him. There's a voting base there that has capital, less capital than in October, but capital nonetheless. It is just a bad broad appeal to voters to say, we're going to take some of the money you pay, grandpa, grandma, guy who doesn't know about crypto or Bitcoin, and we're going to put it into Bitcoin. Like, it is just not a sell that I think is going to happen, period. At least not in a short term. It is just like a really difficult thing to do. Especially now. If we had had this conversation maybe back at all-time highs where, I mean, I wanted to say there's lots of optimism and excitement. There really wasn't. But that argument or that conversation at all-time highs could be different. You could ride some of the euphoria, some of the positivity, optimism of the market. But now, in its current state, it ain't going to happen. It certainly was not even really on the table at the top. And now at 66,000, man, not going to happen. If and when the U.S. government does begin buying Bitcoin in the future, it'll be at the top. Like, for sure it will be at the top. It is what it is. I do have some hopium, though, that I wanted to share with you guys. And we've looked at this on this channel many a time. But it's probably been like 3 months since we've looked at this. And we're going to tie in gold and Bitcoin here. And no, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, he's going to show us the gold Bitcoin chart. No, you fool, Everyone's looking at those charts. That's not what we're talking about. You fool. You fool. No, we got something else to look at. Let me pull up gold ETF. There we go. November 2004. Here's some hopium. This is pretty good hopium. You know, we gotta hope when hopium is hoping sometimes. That sentence meant nothing. Don't worry if you didn't understand it. It meant nothing. Let's take a look at something interesting here. We'll pack our bowls with this sweet, sweet hopium, and then we'll go back to reality, right? Bitcoin in 2024 got its first ETF. We're right about here. Price action since then has been pretty mids. Really, the only cool price action since then was the rally into early 24, into the pre-halving all-time high in February, March. We got our ETF right here. Let's look at gold. So gold's ETF, and this is an interesting fact to me, because I would have expected gold to have an ETF for like, I don't know, hundreds of years. Gold got its first ETF right here on this red line, November 2004. Before that, gold had a pretty kind of, I don't know, shitty history. Went down from 1980, bottomed in 2001, started reversing into the ETF. It was a little bit more parabolic here maybe in the 60s, 70s, collapsing. After it got an ETF, its price behavior changed, and you can argue whatever you want, but I'm just going to say, let's entertain the idea that the ETF was the motivating factor of this. Gold's vibe kind of changed. First of all, it got, well, I'd say a lot more bullish. It began trending up and to the right. For 2014. From 2004 all the way to 2011, gold saw, I'd say, more boring price action than the rallies of the past, but very consistent price action. Let's see, that was 2,000. Wait, that's not right. 2,500 days. No, that's right. 2,500 days, gold pretty much just trended up to the right. I'd say it became less volatile. It became more consistent, more like stocks, I want to say, in the sense of the upward right movement. And basically that was over. 7-year period, 8-year period. The biggest hopium, and I'd say the only hopium left that Bitcoin is not going to be looking for a long, it's hard to say it even looking at it, like year-long sell-off to, into a normal bear market, would be something in that picture, right? Would be, well, maybe Bitcoin is going to be looking for like a 7-year up and to the right move. I want to say, if that is the case, probably can't look at like 50K. 50K August low, and certainly I would say like the ETF opens low should be off the table. Gold never traded back. It never traded back to its ETF low. It's interesting right here. It did have a very long period of trading sideways after its 7 or 8 year run. But pretty clear, I would say. The ETF in hindsight for gold was very bullish. Had long periods of sideways, but it certainly had an effect on the chart, and we should hope that's what happens here with Bitcoin. This sell-off does look less and less like it as we get down into these trenches. But it's not off the table. Especially if we zoom out, look at a bigger picture, this may all end up just looking like gold right in the future. Something like that. That's the hopium for today. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of hopium. The hopium is dry. You got more capital. CBK, where are you deploying? Where are you looking to dump it out? Back into the gold stablecoins. Where gold stablecoins, Bob? Why not just buy gold then, or gold paper? I feel like gold stablecoins are just paper gold. I'm pretty sure you can't redeem them. I'm sure they say that you can redeem them some way, but like you ain't redeeming them. And if shit really hit the fan where gold went very nutty, it already has, but in a weird scenario, right? Yeah, you're not getting your gold out of a token. No, not gonna happen. Unfortunately, ETFs ruined Bitcoin and what it was about. No, two-wheel crypto, that's a shallow thinking. That's too surface thinking. Lots of people say things like this, and I mean, I'll be real. This has been it's been a shitty time since. Realistically, has not been a great time since the ETF. But it's a shallow look. I can definitely understand saying it. But Bitcoin is, at its core, is about just decentralization in the sense of nobody gets to dictate how it's used, when it's used, if it functions. Like, its whole thing is that it is unbridled and unchained. And when people say things, and it's not just you, but when people say things like ETFs came in or Sailor came in and that's like against Bitcoin to kill it, nothing is against Bitcoin. Nothing that could happen is against Bitcoin or defeating of Bitcoin's purpose. Really ever. As long as consensus dictates something, which it does, nothing's changed. It would take some really weird stuff to happen. Someone has to like hijack mining forever. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But Bitcoin's whole thing is that anybody can use it for any reason. There is no door. There's no gate. And so like ETFs coming in, Sailor coming in, these things I will say are not in the spirit of Bitcoin and the cypherpunks. Obviously, it's on the spirit. But it isn't defeating of it. It is, I would even argue, expected. Like, the cypherpunks and Satoshi never knew that Bitcoin would succeed. They had no idea. They couldn't have known. And they couldn't have known that it would succeed to this level. It has. But in the process and thinking of this, we have many comments from Satoshi and others basically saying, you know, if this takes off and these things happen, we will see, and we have all kinds of things, all kinds of predictions that are kind of what happened. You know, Satoshi spoke of data centers being doing the mining. They're not data centers, but I mean, a mining farm basically is. It's really the same thing. Like, they were not fools. They knew where this was going, and I would probably guess they wouldn't have thought we'd have an ETF this early, this quickly. But they weren't fools. This is the whole thing. Bitcoin. It's funny that Warren Buffett said Bitcoin is rat poison, because Bitcoin is not rat poison, but it certainly is poison of some kind for our portfolios. No, in the sense of it once it creeps into a system, it's there and it spreads. It's really disruptive to that system. And the system just can't do anything about it. That is the ethos of Bitcoin. Anybody can do whatever they want, but nobody can change what Bitcoin does. I don't know, something like that. Price action sucks, though. We're all here together. It's terrible. We're living through it. It was just a nice little tangent. CME, nothing. CME still has that little gap just under 60K, gap above 80K to 84K. Still have the 16, 17K gap open. Unremarkable. We should have known. This was a big factor. A big factor was CME potentially, back here we're talking about it, looking for its first death cross, and that may mark the end of the run. CME never death crossed nor golden crossed on the daily time frame the entire rally. It's kind of crazy. The bull run started before a golden cross on the day for CME, but it really did capture most of the run. Maybe this is going to be in the future. Bookmark this. Remind me of this. Whenever CME has a golden cross in the day, that may be the kickoff to a new bull run. We saw the bull run start with it. We saw potentially, I don't even know why I'm saying potentially. I'm just careful with my words. The run end with a death cross. That happened back in December. We did see the run before start with a golden cross. You could argue that it ended with this death cross. It was a good signal. It's interesting. But here we are. Where's the 200? Ooh, where's the 200 week for CME? Same thing. Largely the same. 58K. Nothing really special here. What should we look at? What else is going on in the world? What's happening in the world? I feel like that's all there is to talk about now. Markets aren't doing shit. And it's like all we have to talk about is this chaos that we call 2026. What a world. We have hourly earnings apparently looking up from forecast. Unemployment rate down. Oh, man, that's in line with non-farm payroll employment change being up. kind of unspectacular numbers though, outside of the non-farm payroll number. Stocks muted after blowout jobs data. Yields pop as trades prepare rate cut bets. Are we already back to this? Are we back to we're getting a cut in March? We have no FOMC this month. I know it's terrible. We have March's FOMC on the 18th, and then April. And April will be the last Chirpow FOMC ever, probably. There is a non-zero chance. Wouldn't that be a crazy world? A non-zero chance, though, that Trump is like, nah, never mind. We'll just keep Powell. That'd be mind-boggling, but hey, it's possible. At this point, 94% chance looking for no cut. Duh. 5-6% looking for 25 beeps. That really is... That weirdly is actually down. What? Oh, yeah. Down. Strong jobs, which, I mean, that's what the numbers are showing. Strong jobs, yes, should decrease the chance of a cut. All right, that makes sense. So no, we're not back to this. Apparently, though, 21% probability yesterday they were going to get a cut in March. Not going to happen. Not getting a cut in March. I'd bet on it. I would bet on it. On prediction site. Let me see. Not financial advice. Not betting advice. Maybe I'll bet on it on Kalshi. It's brought to you by... No, we're not. Although, maybe we should take some of them. Should we take some of that prediction market money? Trump and Powell are never going to be good buds. No, but I mean, Trump did put him in the position in his first term, so maybe. Who knows? Cuts don't matter, I agree. Magic Man says, I don't know if they matter. They don't matter, dude. We went over this. We've gone over it many times. But look, everyone has been like holding their breath for these cuts. And we kept getting them. And it just did jack shit. It did jack shit. What sucks is, okay, we did all these cuts. And we're probably going to do more. And then when something happens, or when we raise them again eventually, we're going to have fallout from that. But we're not going to get anything from them being cut. Do I think Wash will actually be Fed chair? I have no idea, bro. I don't know what anybody who would like say, I confidently know who he will pick, like Trump will pick for Fed chair. Like, I don't know what they're basing that off. I don't even think Trump knows right now. Because he said Wash, and then he didn't he say that he made a mistake with Wash and they didn't want Wash? I don't know. I think Wash will be good, but I don't think Wash really aligns with Trump's narrative with what he wants, and that's not the way to get a position right now in the government. Not even weighing in on it being a good or bad thing, but like if you're not in alignment with the administration, it's pretty clear right now that you don't have a chance of getting a position. So I don't know. It also doesn't matter that much. We are putting a lot of emphasis on it. We're curious. It doesn't matter that much. The same way that people have been so about like Powell and stepping down or changing, like it doesn't make that big of a change. Still have 13 voting members. A lot of people think that the Fed is like the Fed chair decides if there's cuts or not or whatever. It's just not how it happens. It's not how it goes. They're just a vote. I don't even think their vote matters. I don't think their vote matters any more than anyone else's even. Like under any scenario. You could probably make the argument that the Fed chair typically is, the leader and the other members look up to them and look for guidance from them. And like that way they can impact them. But I don't think that that's something that comes with the position. I think that's something that is like interpersonal relationships and working with people over time. What makes me think Trump doesn't know yet? Because how many people have we heard? I don't know. How many people have potentially been... That's why. We've heard a lot of names. Let me see. Let me see the names that are even on Polymarket right now. Watch your screens. Too late. Who will Trump nominate as Fed chair? So Warsh is up there. Maybe. All right. Well, Polymarket is looking at 95% Warsh. Maybe it is Warsh. So maybe I misspoke, but we got Judy Shelton, I've never heard of, Rick Reeder, Michelle Bowman, Kevin Hassett, Christopher Waller, Jerome Powell sitting down 0. That would be the upset of a lifetime, dude. $26 million in volume. Well, I guess that actually means you got to cut the volumes at least in half when looking at these volumes. But still, that's a lot more volume than I thought. Stephen Moran, no one nominated before 2027 is even up there with 14 million. People are betting money on this. Bill Pugh, David Malpass, like, I know Trump actually hasn't, Donald Trump, Barron Trump, I know he hasn't mentioned all these people, but there was one, Scott Bessant. There's been a bunch of names. So we'll see. I don't know. Since it does say 95% on Warsh, maybe I misspoke. Maybe it is going to be Warsh. I don't know. I thought that Trump had just said that he made a mistake with it. Who knows? Anytime you see a video of anything, man, now it's like, is it AI? Is it edited really, sneakily to have a message? And it's like 90% of the time is one of the two. I don't know. Scripted. So what's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Yeah, dude, I'm about to put money on Powell. Powell is just like the least likely, most entertaining outcome. And like, I don't know. It wouldn't, like, who would have guessed that correctly if that happens? Like, probably just me, ever. Nobody else ever. Nobody. What? Dumb. Dark mode. I don't have an account on Polymarket, so I don't have it like set up in dark mode. What's up, Hendrick? What's up, Nimoy? It's true. Don't use Clashy. Taylor, have you used... I have not used Kalshi or Polymarket. Have you guys used them? I'm curious, actually. Got a little poll going. Maybe we'll change the poll to have you used prediction markets. I'm curious. I literally have not at all. I want to look at charts, so what in the hell are we going to look at, man? This is the rough part of being kind of like a trading streamer. What are you doing? Nothing's happening. I can't believe Bitcoin's at 66K right now. I want to say nothing's happening. I mean, it is selling off. That is a downtrend. But doesn't look like it wants to resolve right now. Silver has moved up from Monday. I was skeptical on silver Monday. It is good to see it putting in higher highs on low time frames. It is in a little uptrend here on the 1 hour, but it has a little bit ways to go still. Talked about potentially breaking 92, moving up for a deeper retracement, basically signaling bullishness if it breaks 92. But you can still have outcomes where you just come back down for another higher low after 92. And then you could look for 100, something like that. 92 is where the bullishness starts for silver. But even silver, just trading sideways. It feels like markets aren't really sure what to do today. So like it's middle of the week. We don't really know what to do. Gold obviously in the same boat. I'm Canadian. In the same boat. A little bit more upward bias, but man, it's very tight. Very, very tight. Higher low. Technically a higher high. The same boat. Boat. There we go. Something tells me this is going to play out like all freaking charts do, where we're just going to have a flat top, ascending lows, and then finally break out after everyone's bored. Doesn't look too bad. Like that. Let's say 5,100. Pretty clean. Yeah, what else do we have going on? Solana, wow. Do you guys remember how long ago I was saying Solana was going to trade down here against Bitcoin? I think it was easily it might have been the end of 24. Easily February of 25. It has taken so long and it's still not there. Still about 20% away from its lowest point, about 6-7% away. Still trucking down. Solana, not looking good, dudes. I saw someone on TikTok talking about Solana. They're like doing a live. It just popped up. Some, I don't know, some random guy. No huge following or anything, just talking. And I always creep. I was listening for a little bit. And he was saying how everything's being built on Solana. And so he believes that Solana will, recover, do well. And I think it was in the context of a bigger picture. Because he did acknowledge, he's like, oh, it's at, $80, not doing great this second. It's interesting that there's still people holding out on it. Still with this kind of price action, staying bullish. I will warn you guys. I know a lot of you are Solana fans. That's fine. We'll warn you. Look at Litecoin, man. We're still out here. We're still looking for it to rally, and it's been many years. Just be careful. Here's some good. Filled the day. Your daily candle opened February the 6th on Friday. If the low is in here, then your low for today is in here. You can look for a bounce on Solana. I think that's actually tradable. Actionable here. You could do this. Mind you, I had a long on Solana and it got stopped out, and I've been taking my lickings here on every long. It seems really difficult to long anything at the moment. I guess it needs to be a little higher. Something like this. I think you can go a little lower. Fish a little lower here. Get a little lower. And then what? Just back to the high. Get a 4-to-1. That's not too bad. Just stick it out at 3. I don't hate it. Part of me thinks you can just go to 75 though and do the same play. There you go. Michael's talking about worse still, or you were. I don't know. I guess I'm scrolled up still. Well, that's like very par for him though. Like that's what that is like not a surprise to anybody who knew anything about him. Warsh pretty staunch. Didn't he leave the Fed in early 2000s because of quantitative easing? He like literally was like, I disagree so much with dovish policy that I'm going to leave. Hell, a man of his own principles, though. I'll give it to him. There's respect there for having vision and sticking to it, whatever it is. But I don't think that was a surprise. God damn. Solana, I really think Solana will have a bounce to 100, back to the 200 week. But in what world, man, in what world do I think it's going to like retake and continue back up? Like none. Shit is so brutal. Except for Bitcoin Cash for some reason. What is Bitcoin Cash doing right now? This is Bitcoin Cash against Bitcoin. And it is just continuing to like tickle new highs. What are you doing, Bitcoin Cash? I have been reading more like kind of weird Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin fuddy, reminding me of, early 2020s, 2017, 18, lately than I have in the last few years. Probably related to that rally, likely manufactured by the whales, the big holders of BCH. Ethereum truly looks like crap, and I'll tell you why. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Ethereum all the way down to 1700, right back to 2150 in reverses. Like that is, you lost support and now you're already feeling the resistance. That was the low back here in June. Like, Ethereum looks bad. Not really surprising, I'd say, to most. It did fall 40% since the end of January. 64% from 5,000 in September of 25. Yeesh. It's weird. I'm at a crossroad with Ethereum, and I don't have an answer, but I'll share it with you. And the crossroad has implications for more than just Ethereum. That's why I find it really interesting. So Ethereum did hit all-time high in September 25. It did, literally, maybe not against any metric, against inflation adjusted, or any other kind of pairing, gold, Bitcoin, whatever. It did hit all-time high. It had put in higher lows. You go back to 22, you can see that's a big climb from the bear market lows of 18 and 20 to 22. From about $180, $800, like 10x. So here's kind of the crossroad that I don't know. I don't know how this plays out. Ethereum last week traded to 1750. April's low is 1400. And you look at like the bear market bottom. The bear market low of 22 is 900. It's really not high off of its bear market low. Losing April's low is probably a signal that it wants to test it, which is the weird part here. Ethereum is the second biggest cap in crypto. It did hit all-time high in September. So what is it doing? It seems like it already has tapped the lowest price that it can tap before. Fundamentally, this chart just looks awful. Before you're looking at like retesting bear market bottom, 22 lows. So what is going to happen? Like it part of me thinks that means that like Ethereum's dollar value is like near its bottom, like really close to its bottom. Very low. It just doesn't have a lot of room. If it loses this kind of uptrend, what in the hell is going to happen? Many coins in this boat, I'm sure, but Ethereum just really stands out to me here in this question. It's like you're so close. It doesn't feel like there is even much more room downside that it can have before it's just really in trouble. Clean this up after all this time. It's weird. It's weird. Are we going to see like the bottom just fall out? Are we going to see it like trade lower than the bear market of 22? I don't think so. That's the thing, is I don't think so. But then what does that mean? It means it has to like reverse really soon. Or trade sideways and reverse really soon. But like you're running out of runway. You only have so much more room. And it feels like you've kind of burned through. I don't know. What the hell's going to happen? I can't believe that I closed that Ethereum long, most of it, or whatever, at 5,000. And then 6 months of red. I can't believe it. Looks just like Bitcoin for the time being. Because if you lose 1750, you're at 1500, but I don't know. How can it actually continue lower? FBTC says, don't even worry about it. You can continue lower. 0.025. All right, I don't know. I don't know. I wish that things were going up. That'd be cool. guess I'm in the wrong markets. Should be all in on the Dow, because I would be up 12%. Something. What are we up on the year here? Maybe the DJI is where I should be. This looks like a peaceful life. You know what I mean? You do get the red years, but the red year, you close down like 5%, 2%, 5%, 8%. It's nothing. Closed 13% last year, 13% the year before, 13.7% the year before. You already have 4% this year. Maybe this is where I should be. Oh, no. Oh, no. What else we got? Amazon looks like it's going to break down again. It's interesting. This is the same thing we're seeing on Bitcoin with like the drop and then now coming right back to those lows. Copper's still going for highs. What? I'm confused. Why is it on my Coinbase chart? It says Coinbase. Maybe not. Coinbase looking like shit. Wow. If Coinbase bounces like 200, I think that's an excellent short. Future will hold all the secrets. All right, I don't know what to talk about. What are you guys looking at? Let me refresh the chat. I haven't looked at it in a while. Overlay Bitcoin and IGV. What is that? What's IGV? What's up, Verhoofty? Silver. Yeah, I mean, we got silver pulled up, but silver's not doing that much either. Silver is the volatility is very low right now. Just creeping. It's actually below its intraday high. Bear market. Stocks will catch up to Bitcoin. Stocks have put on meaningful ground against Bitcoin already. Let's do it against the Dow. Do DJI. Yeah. Damn. Against the DJI, Bitcoin's like already like mostly through its bear market. That's good. That's good news. Already broke August's low of 24. Let me make sure this is correct quick before I start getting all jazzied up. Here we go. Still correct. Final lunar eclipse tomorrow. Let's go. Dude, look at this. This is Bitcoin against DJI. We are stocks have caught up a lot. In fact, DJI is up 50% on Bitcoin since the October high. Or no, when was this? July, August of 25. 55% is low. Already broken August's low. Like, this is well on its retracement. This is already like, it's closer to the bottom than the top on these. Like 0.5, 618 retracement. You get the same retracement as we got in the last bear market. You're looking around here. Here-ish. There-ish. Everywhere-ish. Hold up. EDM magic music. I don't know. I just didn't put it on. It's all a simulation. Oh yeah, the software ETF. I know people have been. I've seen a few posts lately of like, this is Bitcoin's following this perfectly. Just getting flashbacks though to the M2 supply. You know, people are just always going to find something that looks the same. Does this look the same to you guys? I wonder why people think this looks the same. What? Is it maybe just right here? Like October, all-time high, and you fell down? People always try to say that they're, you know, Bitcoin or something is like they're moving the same. They're the exact same, and then they just never are. I don't know. They really never are. I want this over. I messed it up. Here we go. New price scale. Be very skeptical of anything that has two price scales, first of all. Always, always, always. Anything with two price scales, you can make anything look the same. But let's take a peek. So it had a low in April. Realistically, everything did in 25. A low now. I don't think that these are that similar. All right, I get the March pull back here. The rally, okay. I see what people, I guess I can see what people are saying from like, To be honest, the software ETF is doing better, I think. It's only down 32%, still holding April's low. It's all right. There are worse fits. This isn't a bad fit. It's like bear market lows are right in line. Bitcoin, this price action and this price action look exactly the same, except this was earlier. This kind of lines up with 24. The peaks line up really well. I'll give that. Peaks are very close. There are worse fits out there. It's not a bad one. I guess what do we do with this, right? How would this be helpful? How would this be valuable for us? That I don't know. That I have no answer for. Like, at best, it's kind of just interesting, maybe. Still cool to look at. Get my water. Check it out in here. Hold up, I'm gonna fill this up in the bathroom. One sec. All right. Here we go. What did you guys say about IGV? I fill up in the bathroom, not the kitchen. The kitchen's farther. Good luck, boys. Everything's going so much lower. It could be. It's not our first time. Not the first time. Everything's gone so much lower. How low will MSTR go? Really good MSTR. $100 call finally hit. I mean, within a few bucks. That was a pretty crazy call. That was honestly, that was my play though. We had like top on MSTR. We hit the top. And then the play was like down to 100. So I don't really know. I feel like MSTR is closer to its bottom. I think it's lost the value already for the majority. Not that it won't go lower, but like for the most part, I think it's lost the value, the bulk of it. Let me get my creatine on. What's up, Michael Anthony? Matt? What's Matt? Two-day lead, 6-7 correlation. I would just be careful ever. I'd be careful. Lots of things have been highly correlated with Bitcoin in the past. Just they don't tend to stay that way. But even if it does stay that way, which isn't the craziest thing, I don't know. Software ETF, Bitcoin, tech. What is it like? What value do we get out of it? You know what? How is it actionable or tradable? I guess. Where's Link going? God, Link is. Yeah, not buying into the MT deception. That's kind of how I feel. We do need a narrative to survive. Without it, we're just scared. USDTD does look like it's signaling another leg down for Bitcoin. I think. It's like held the low, and man, this thing just continuously has pushed up. Here we go. What's also crazy is USDTD is almost back to the bear market high. Like 9% versus 9.48%. I mean, I think it's reasonable that it will put in a higher high or a new all-time high. But like, it's already there. What? How is it already there? It's like, it seems like it rallied too hard too quickly. Made too much ground too quickly. Lunar eclipse. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get some lunar eclipse going. Dot D of the USDs. MSTR. I'm not betting. I'm not going to bet long on MicroStrategy. Not going to do it. But I would bet that MicroStrategy, okay, bounced a little bit. Damn, it did bounce 40%. Maybe we're missing some volatility here. It bounced 40% in 3 days. Nobody talked about that. 38, whatever, 35%, whatever it is. From 104 to 140 in 2 days. It's actually pretty bonkers. We were looking for a bounce off 100. 70, I guess, was a little generous. It already looks like the bounce is kind of over on it. That's some crazy volatility, though. 35% in 2 days. This is the support you hope holds. For God's sake, please hold. 35. That seems low. 50. I don't hate 50. I don't really have confidence it'll bounce at 50 though. 35 looks juicy. We absolutely called the top on MicroStrategy. That is something. It was easy, you know. I'm not going to pat ourselves on the back so, you know, too hard. I mean, all it was the 1618. We do this for everything. This is a shining example of why we do this. Literally 542.96. It hit 540.99. That's crazies. It looks bad though. Inefficiency, efficiency, inefficiency, filled it in, inefficiency, all the way back down. Like this is the support. I think if it loses 100, it's realistically going to 50, but I think it would still be a knife at 50. I think like 35 is when it starts being like maybe a value that I would look at. I don't know what that means for their Bitcoin holdings or what, like in the sense of their NAV, not like if they'd sell them or not. I don't think this is a huge factor in if they would sell or not sell or whatever. God, my voice is struggling. I was just like coughing all last night. I kept waking up like every hour. It was really weird. I don't usually have those issues. Grams is for sissies. All right. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried about how much creatine I get. I get enough. Most people get 0. Never all in, never all out. Yeah. Hey, I just noticed this. Man, I am lagging today. I just noticed this. They changed the mod icon on YouTube. That used to be a wrench. That was a wrench. Now it's a little shield. And you can't actually copy paste it. It's a little shield. Dumb Super Bowl commercial. Yeah, everybody was pretty trolled. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I didn't watch any of it. I usually do. I don't know. I just felt spectacularly uninterested this year. Hopefully I work out with it. I was at the gym earlier. Guess it's the stress. Yeah. I said in the beginning, I think I got sick over this weekend. Like, I think I have that norovirus or whatever people are saying. How are people that bought the top of the last cycle feeling right now? Probably very bad. The good news though is, bro, so few people, so few new people bought crypto, like at all this cycle. So few. Even fewer bought Bitcoin. How do people that bought the top of alts feel? I'm sure terrible, but that's, you know, they took the highest risk, highest reward bet they could find. So, you know, I don't know how much room they have to complain. But just so few people, man, compared to 2021, even compared to 2017, just like, I don't remember anybody. I know it's more than nobody, but I don't remember anybody really coming in and being like, I'm new to crypto, I'm buying Bitcoin right now. I think there was like some here. But even here, they were all buying Ripple. They're all buying XRP. You bought crypto, I bought crypto, we all did. Yeah, it's like a stomach thing. I feel okay. I've just been going to the bathroom a lot today, and I went to the bathroom like 3 times at the gym. But I'm all right. I don't like feel super sick. I just have a little stomachy gut stuff going on. I'm sure I'll be fine by like Friday. What game? The Super Bowl? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have time. I'm always looking at charts. Everybody's a little sick. Yeah, that's like the vibe right now in the world. Everybody's a little sick. I'd be sitting on the toilet. I was right before this stream, my brother. Ugh. Yeah, why? Isn't it weird though that I heard that it was all AI ads in the Super Bowl? Isn't it weird that even for something that is like millions of dollars, maybe like $10 million for a slot for an ad on the Super Bowl, we're using AI slop? Don't you think that's weird? It's like AI came out, LLMs came out, and like everybody fucking forgot how to do everything. Like even for a $10 million ad slot, we're not gonna have like people do it. Why? Seems really weird. I think the answer is that people in charge of these things asked ChatGPT if they should do it with AI, and AI said yes. That is my honest guess. Is they were like, to make it the most effective ad, should we use AI? And AI was like, yes, you should. I don't know. It's weird. It's like, it really feels like people instantly forgot how to do things, which is alarming because they shouldn't have or haven't forgotten these things. But it's like people can't be bothered to do anything anymore. I feel like an old person, a really old guy yelling about things. What? Like, how did this happen? It's really weird, guys. It's super weird. Like, yeah, Genix, why? Like, why? They have like $20 million budgets, $30 million budgets, and they're like, we'll use AI to do it. Why? Do you have any data that's shown that like ads that are made with AI are effective? Probably not. Probably not enough data to bet $20 million on. Get off my lawn, that's right. What's up, Alexandra? More budget for better place? No, I don't think so. It's a marketing miracle. Dude, it's only a marketing miracle if it works better than not using it. I'll wait on the data. I kind of doubt it does. I have a hunch that it doesn't. It just seems weird. It seems like your costs are so high that relative to those costs, actually making the commercial would have been nothing. And you just, I don't know. AI videos are trash. Realistically, they're trash. What is that? Bottom white trend line come from Bitcoin? Oh, how you doing, Ninja Girl? Our only goddamn hopium left. Our only hopiums in all of hopium land comes from all the way back here. This is it. This like really is it. Without this, it's 200 week is like right here. We're going to 200 week. There it is. All the way downtown. Just noticed that line may have gotten nudged at some point. I think it got nudged at some point. Oh my. This could change a lot. All right, so I re-put them onto where I think they were originally. And it's still good, but like it's still legit. But it actually is not tested then. God damn. And if it's not tested, it's probably right at the 200 week. Yep. This would be unsurprising. Either way, they're decent fits. Yeah, that might have gotten botched though. That's where it comes from. My lord, can markets just do something? Gold looks like it's about to break out. Can we just break out? Can we get like a dump or a pump? I need the action. I need the spice. Can't do these sideways days anymore, even though we've done them for years now. Everything has a risk. And dude, and the dollar I feel like has the most risk. I feel like the dollar is going to lose like crazy amounts this year. Lemon Graphics, the level of stupidity is insane now. You see your friends do. I know. And we have to concede that, like, people have always been really dumb. Like, long before AI, the average person was just, like, very dumb. Sorry, average people out there. The bar was already incredibly low, right? And now what's happened is, like, these really dumb people are using AI, and it's making them dumber. And their answers are even dumber because they aren't able to even understand what the AI is saying. They just think, like, oh, it's AI, so it's like it's right. Or they just, like, can't understand it at all. Like, they just, like, can't even understand the words and the language, and they just get lost in, like, the flowery language it uses. It is wild. Like, imagine children, children that are going to grow up with AI. And I know that things have been said about the television and the internet and computers, like, about many things, that they were going to hurt development, hurt children, hurt intelligence. And they probably have in ways, but dudes, like, people are going to grow up. Humans are going to grow up. There are humans alive right now that were born that grew up with, like, ChatGPT in their, like, from day zero of their life. And I mean, like, their parents gave them, like, a tablet day zero. And they're just like, are they ever going to actually learn? I mean, I really hope I'm wrong, but are they ever going to learn to, like, even think critically, like, process things? Like, I don't know. Seems very bad. It's just, like, how are they even going to, like, be humans? I don't know. Like, are they going to be able to think like humans? I don't know. We're doomed. What's up, Kenneth Wilson? Can't use maps? Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. Do we really need to use maps? But it's just like, instead of outsourcing a specific thing, which is what a lot of technology has done, it's outsourced, like, one specific task or thing, like a calculator. Adding. We're definitely not as good at adding as we were before the calculator, just as humans on average. But the problem is AI, it's like, it doesn't actually replace things, but we think it does, or it appears to. But the net that it operates on is, like, everything. It's just, like, all thinking. It's like substituting thinking. I don't know. Kids can't even read anymore. Why yet? AI slop means bro. I refuse. I refuse to watch AI slop. I also don't really get how people do it. It just, like, has, like, a super creepy feel to it. Like it's like if an alien was pretending to be a human. That's what AI is. That's, like, the vibe I get. It's like the fear of dolls that people have. It's like when something appears human, it is, like, trying to be convincingly human, but is not. That's, like, the vibe I get. We're all going to be bots. We already are. Kids use AI for facts, not critical thinking. Well, be careful, because AI will very commonly tell you something is fact when it is not. That is the biggest issue, I think, with AI right now, that people are, like, that is, like, really hurting. Obviously, it hurts proportionally less intelligent people the most. Is that they think that they take what it says to be true, but AI is, like, not real. It's not like an oracle of truth. AI is an oracle of sounding good. And yeah, you can use it to find facts, and, not saying that you can't do that, but AI will straight up make up sources. Like, it straight up will just make shit up, and then you'll call it out on it and be like, yeah, you're right. None of that's true. My bad. And it's like, if you didn't say that, you would have just accepted everything it says true. I don't know. Buyer stepping in, I wish. I wouldn't call it that yet. What do you think about Wyckoff? Wyckoff is just like a pattern of market movement. I don't think Wyckoff is like literal in any way. Largely just, it's like Elliott wave. It just describes movements of markets. It's not a literal thing, even though they call them schematics, which I think is weird. Shouldn't call it schematics. It certainly is very descriptive of price action. You can apply the Wyckoff distribution pattern to like a lot of this. It fits very well. You could also fit it to the last bull market. Also fit very well. I think it's for a trader. I think that Wyckoff is like important to understand, but it is not probably something that is critical to your day-to-day trading. Like even this, I guess you never had a spring, but not critical to your day-to-day trades, but certainly a valuable lens to view price action in markets through. Yep, dude, the original, I agree. I called myself out. He said, this is the same thing every generation has said. In the end, we're all okay. I called myself out. I said, man, I'm just like an old guy yelling. I hate to be, I've spent my whole life being like conscious of that and avoiding it because I see older people doing it and I could just think like, man, you're so stupid. You just fail to see a bigger picture. But when it comes to this, I do not know. I do not know how outsourcing just critical thinking can work. Unless we have a societal rejection or like understand. I guess the problem is like, unless we have an understanding of what AI really is, like looking at it and people understand that it is not an oracle of knowledge, that at best right now it's just like good at sounding right. That just because you say, AI, give me the best, and what's the best stock to pick right now? It'll make me the most money. And AI says it's this. It's just giving you an answer. Like it doesn't know, like it doesn't know things. And even when it says because of this and it cites something, that it might just be making something up. Like we have this kind of illusion, and I agree, when it came out, I thought this too, that it has like an omnipotent knowledge, right? Because it felt like it. It's really good at sounding correct. It's not that great at being correct, depending on what you're asking it. It's really good at certain tasks, but it should not be, I don't know, like a catch-all maybe. I don't know. Generations are getting worse. True. Millennials, if you're a millennial, we are probably, I think we were the apex. We're like the very top. And good luck to everybody else. Encyclopedias to the internet were cheating. Yeah. I guess it's like, but with the internet, you could just search things and you wouldn't have to search them, which was a skill we lost. But you still had to understand the things you found. You would Google, you have an essay on, in the 1800s, most popular kids' toys, right? You just Google what was the most popular kids' toys in the 1800s. And so you can just find the answers, but you still had to like read it and understand it and digest it and do something with it. Whereas opposed to you ask AI, what were the most popular kids' toys in the 1800s? Write my paper for me. It just cuts out all understanding. Like, I feel like every other piece of technology has had so much kind of like knowledge you had to build around it to utilize it, whereas AI, there isn't. There's none. There's no understanding. And it's the biggest LARP in the world when people are like, oh, you have to know how to prompt engineer. Sure, dude. Sure. Yeah, sure. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you have to be able to ask it questions. Yes. And yes, the questions you ask will change the outcome. And it can impact the quality and the correctness of it. But it's not, I don't know, people talk about it like it's some kind of like dark magic. Like, dude, you just have to know how to ask questions. And really, the reality is, if you know about the topic, you can then know to be like, that's not correct. Like I don't know. I don't want to be the old guy yelling at the clouds, though. You know, like, I reject that. I don't ever want to be that. I just don't see it. Maybe we'll just like I don't know, neuter ourselves with it until AI is actually able to answer all these questions, and then we won't need to think at all, and people just won't think at all. Maybe that's it. We just have to wait for that next gen. The general AI. Gen X also, by the way, guys, I'm a millennial, and of course I think millennials are the best. But when I say millennial, like, you guys are included. Gen X, you're millennials. You're largely millennials. I think millennial also is just like a mind state. It's like anybody who existed pre-internet, pre-technology, and post, and was able to adapt. Like, to me, that's like a millennial. I don't think like it matters what year you were born in. Megaphone pattern on the biddy. Let's see. When I hear megaphone, though, I have PTSD to bear markets. It's a bullish megaphone of dumping. Let's see. I'm not sure I'll be able to find a trend line that actually fits. You probably weren't talking about this time frame, but anyway, I'm still going to do it. Kinda. Spinda. Like, I feel like Bitcoin is overdue. I think that is a popular opinion for some kind of bounce, right? Like, maybe it's just like back to this trend line. I feel like it's due for a bounce. I was saying that back here too. Be careful. I think I can say, though, if we don't get any bounce at all and we just trade down from here, like we get none of this, no trend line, we just spooky, kind of like what your emotions will tell you is going to happen next. If we were to have a move like that, I think the bottom would be so close to like the full move, as in like the bear market bottom, which doesn't, I was saying this about Ethereum earlier. It's like something about these charts doesn't add up to me. If the bear market is going to be like the other bear markets, like a year of lows, it just like doesn't add up. It would feel like we're so close to the bottom already. And it's like, what are we going to do? Unless we start trading sideways for months and months and months, like we did the entire cycle before, wouldn't be crazy. But unless we start doing that, it's like we're already kind of approaching the lows, like where we would look. If we break 60K, move straight down, I guess we go to 50. 50K would break some souls. I don't know. I wish I knew. Having wrestling on the White House lawn, idiocracy is not far off. Yeah, we're here, bro. Language A, agnostic AI will be better. I can see that. Yeah, Vivius Farm. Just ask AI. Here's the perfect argument against people who, like, I mean, these people are so dumb that, you know, there's no point of even telling them this. It won't change their minds. But like the perfect argument is, okay, if AI is so good at things and so smart and so valuable, why can't you just ask AI, how do I get $1 million tomorrow without doing any work? And you can say, maybe because there isn't an answer, right? There's no way to do that. Okay, fair. Why can't I ask AI, how do I make $1 million in a year? You know what I mean? Like if it were so good at these things, why can't you just ask it questions that would get you just unrealistic results? And it's because it's in the realm of real. Like it's not outside of that realm. It's like tethered to this. You can't ask it, like, you ask it anything. Ask it anything about, like, that actually matters. Like, how do I live forever? How do I become rich? And, like, the answers are things that just do not really work. Like, just don't work. It's just like platitudes and nothing. What's up, Matthew? How you doing? Bitcoin could start a bull run right now. It could. I hope so. Smash and like. What's up, War Dogs? Weekly 200-day coming at 58K. It does feel that way, doesn't it? Sailor smoked. I don't know. Sailor has been down. My strategy has been down 50%. It's been down 50% in the last bear market. Kind of looks like they'll be down 50% again. Same shit, different day. 16K would be nice. I don't think we ever see 16K again. If we're in the technical bear market for a year, we would expect it to be over, right? Start of 2025. What time frame? I'll bite. I mean, really, it looks like the RSI high is. I mean, the RSI high was in March of 24, probably. Let's see if one day changes it. May of 25. All right. I mean, I'll take May of 25. That'd be cool. You have to completely ignore November, though. You have to ignore these other highs. God damn, we're already oversold in the week. Here, this is the hopium, guys. This is the hopium. This is like the second or third time today I was talking about Ethereum, and I had this kind of moment. I forget what I was just saying a few minutes ago. And now here I am again. Like, so many things about where we are right now are like mimicking where we were at the bottom of bear markets. It's really weird. Like, RSI is oversold. Last time RSI was oversold was at the bottom of the bear market. Is it reasonable that we'll trade lower RSI on the week to the 22nd? Yeah, probably. That'd be like move down. There's a lot of things from just these two kind of legs to the downside that start looking like things we've seen at the bottom of bear markets. You go to the month clearly has like a little bit of room to lose. No, every way I look at it, though, March 24 was the RSI high. Though, you know what? You look at the RSI high. Let's go back. You look at the RSI high in the previous bull run. That was in January of 21. So that was not at the actual price high. How long was it till the bottom of the bear market? 672 days. Let's see where we're at here. 672 days. Damn. I was like, if it's today, that'd be awesome. Now I was like, right here. Okay. So that's not applicable. Yeah, I think 16K days are gone. Man, you know, we were so many people, everyone at the bottom of the bear market was looking for something like this. They were looking for like a lower high that retested the low that shot up. Didn't happen. And then there's thoughts in my brain of like, okay, well, maybe it's a fractal and we test 16K and we do the same thing, right? Well, it doesn't really fit because in 19 we had a lower high and now we have a higher high. So it doesn't really fit. I don't really know how you would jam that in to make it fit. You don't. What's up, Gon? What do I think copper can do? What? Wait. Can do what silver did? No, I don't think that copper will. I don't think copper will do what gold and silver did in the sense of like just go ballistic. Though, you know, I don't know why I'm even saying that. Why am I even saying that? Because why not? I would have said gold and silver couldn't do what they did. They did. They did do what they did. Copper, I guess I'm like limiting my thoughts or my beliefs because it's like copper is a building block. And like, you can't have copper double or else we're really screwed. But that doesn't seem to matter. Certainly is moving slower. Copper doesn't seem to vibe as quick. Again, that can be said about gold and silver before they did. $6.75. We got pretty close already. I do wonder if you can still get in at $5 on copper at some point. Does look good. Not only does it still look good, but copper also didn't get nuked with the rest of the metals markets, and it did move down on the week, like 10% off its high, but I don't know, maybe copper is the next play. The old copper. I think it's just so fundamentally terrible if copper goes parabolic that it's like, you don't even want to bet on it because it's like a apocalypse thing. It's like if the world ends, what's the point of winning the bet? The world's not going to end if copper goes up, but it certainly will be rough. When you zoom in, you do see that same move, a fractal that gold and silver had. This is closer to gold's than silver, so you have held the low here. You haven't broken the high, haven't actually even retested it. There might be a long. Check back in on that at another time. Guess as it sits for Bitcoin, if we are just doing the repeats of all the goddamn cycles before it, we got 1 year from October. So we go early October of this year would be the low, basically. November, 10th of November, exactly a year. We got exactly a year from October 5th. Yay. Level up or down in Bitcoin. I'm looking for, I mean, on the short term, 80.5 or 81. To the upside. Ugh. Ooh, guts. Ooh, guts are moving. Ooh. Guts. I don't know what this shit is. I got something going on. Can't find. Where's the damn Bitcoin chart started with? Here we go. 80.5, really talking short term. Downside, 200 week. I mean, there's a range for you. There's your range. Downside target, 200 week is 58K. A lot of people are looking there. Currently at 67. Upside target like 80.5. It's not a bad range. That would be from right here, 19% upside, 14% downside. So we're almost square in the middle. SKR. I have not looked at SKR. What the hell is SKR? Good to see you though, brother. October sounds fine, yeah. Let's plan our years around it. What is SKR? BTC Templar, good to see you, man. You're out enjoying 2026. Wow. Cut me some of that. cut me some of your 26 enjoyment. 2026 has been not a super year for me. Speaking of not a super year for me, told you guys on Monday that literally at the time that we were about to stream on Monday, I got a letter that I probably have to move out of my house by April 1st. And that's still true. Not a great year. You may remember that I just moved into the house I'm in now August of 24. So it hasn't even been 2 years. Got about 50 days notice. Yeah. I have been looking though. I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to finally move into like a cool house. This house is cool, but I'm going to move into like a nice bougie house. I've decided at the worst time, right? When the markets are down, I'll spend more money on rent. As we do. What the hell is SKR? But yeah, that's been fun. That's been fun. A lot of stressing going on over the last 2 days. Lots of the thing is like it's not. I guess it's not that big of a deal to move, even though it is. But it's like I have to pack everything up again. I have to fucking move it. The packing, all the furniture. I have been looking. I saw this one really cool thing. A good bit more expensive than where I'm at now, but it's a penthouse. Not like a huge, awesome building, but it's a penthouse. It's like a top floor. I guess they call it a condo, but it's like, I don't know. It's 3,000 square feet. It's a big square. And all my life I've lived in like houses that are local to where I live are built really thin and long. And I've always hated it. And so I like the idea of the square. But on top of that, it's just one story, and it has an elevator that goes directly to it. And so Professor Beans won't have to go up and down stairs anymore, which would be really a blessing. I remembered, and actually I didn't tell you guys, yesterday was actually Professor Beans' birthday. She turned 14. 14. She a lady. She a lady. Man. 14. Jesus Christ. Oh, that dog. I don't know. We don't deserve dogs. We don't deserve pets. They're just the best. They're so perfect. SKR, this doesn't look bad. I don't know if this is the whole history. I'm just going to pretend it is. If it is the whole history, you don't have a lot of history to go on. This ain't too bad. It looks like you're looking to test 2.8 cents again. When you invert this chart, it does look rather bearish. So, I mean, probably looking for a little upside over time. Wouldn't be surprised if 2.8 cents rejects price, come for a higher low, continue out. Got resistance up to 3. Then you probably got something over here like 3.6. 5.3 is the all-time high. There's your hopium. 11 cents if it breaks all-time high. Got ways to go. Yeah, there's just not a lot of history to do anything with it. Put an alert though. Maybe I'll check back in at some point. There's a CME gap at 80. It's like up to 84. Gold is gonna break out. Like gold's gonna break out like today. It just won't freaking do it. Look at this. Just do it. Stop dicking around, bro. It's like, oh no, I'll wait till you're done streaming, Mr. Crown. Gold is, I would say like 80% chance. Gold is looking for this. %. Looks so good. Gold versus stocks is signaling it. Look at this. This is on the day. Gold versus stocks at its peak. Pulled back directly to support. and bounced. Like, look at this beautiful resistance. Back tested, cemented. The whole world really is just going back to, like, it's just revaluing. Gold and silver got so undervalued. They didn't do anything for like a decade. They were so undervalued that they're just going back to like an equilibrium. I don't think that this is like a change in, what do they call it? New pedigree. I forget what the word is. I don't think this is like going to be like 50 years from now. It's like, we're just seeing gold run still. Like, I think it's just going back to normalized valuation. You look at stocks in the terms of gold, and like stocks are just like pounding these highs. Gold got overvalued in the 80s, got overvalued in 2011, and here we go, like moving towards that overvalued again. I don't think we're gonna like see new all-time highs in this pair or anything. But damn, it still looks like it's going. I'll be real, it still looks like it's going. You want to jump into Solana, brother? I mean, if you're a masochist, maybe. I think the alt bets right now are really rough bets, brother. I don't think it's like Solana specific, though it is not Solana unspecific. Solana didn't really hit an all-time high this cycle. It really didn't break its 2021 all-time high. That's like it's very bad. It's very bad in general. It's not alone. That's most of them, all of them almost. But my brother, like, we saw coins do this in previous cycles. Like, yeah, the ones from 2017 that didn't break in 21, like, a lot of them did nothing this run. There's no way to know if that means Solana will do anything next run, but like, it's not a good sign. It's not a great sign. I would be waiting for very low prices to enter alts at this point. Just looking at gold risk stocks. Why is my neck so... Dude, these headphones are awesome, but I think they're just a little bit too heavy for my body. Because every time I wear them, I start getting a really tight neck. And then when I take them off, it feels better. Ugh. 200 week is all the way down here. Okay. Where's the 200 month? Do we have a 200 month on this? Ooh. Yeah, we do. We'll see. This is the most concerning chart, dude. This chart, yeah, there it is. There's another one. I keep running into these today. I keep running into these like signs or signals or charts that are in like a way that I don't trust, kind of signaling a bear market bottom being close. Like tether dominance is almost back to goddamn the 2020 bear market levels. Like, how are we almost there already? This took such little time. Everyday traded to 9%, and the lowest it went in 2022 was 9.48. Like, it could trade higher than that this week, no problem. And yeah, you're probably looking for a new all-time high. But what's it gonna be, like 15%, 12%? Like, not that much higher. I don't know why I never looked at this chart on logarithmic. It's kind of hard to look at on logarithmic. This is, I don't know. It seems the more time that passes, the more things I look at, the more things are like kind of signaling. If we were in October of this year right now and I saw all these things, I'd be like, the bear market is like, we're obviously at the bottom. Like, we're obviously either at the bottom or we have like one more kind of like push that'll be the end. But here we are in goddamn February, and we have these signals. I don't know what to make of it. So produce 2 epic cycles. Dude, it sounds like you think I'm coming after you, brother. I'm not coming after you. Not coming after Sol. I'm just being real. Yeah, I know. It hit 295. It hit 295 in this cycle. It was 260 in 2021. It went 13% from all-time high to all-time high in 4 years. It's really, it's like just like Ethereum in the sense. Ethereum did worse. I mean, did worse, yeah. But like these things didn't break. They didn't do anything this cycle. I don't know. I think it is a weird bet to like have these ideas in mind. I think it's a better bet to look at like these ideas. But you look at coins that are in this situation, and they just haven't been performing. And the reality though is it's not Sol, it's not Ethereum, it's fucking all of them. All of them haven't been performing. Alts haven't been performing. They haven't performed since 2021. Here you go. You want to see an example that cuts me deep? When you fail to break all-time highs, this can happen. This realistically can happen. You broke your all-time high by a little bit, and then what happened? I'm still holding the bag. So I'm not saying everything is doomed to this. I'm saying we have seen this before, and it's not great. It's not a great sign. I don't know the future. That could all change. But not entering price discovery and making real moves is like not a great sign. And Ethereum's in that boat. I'm not saying it's worse than Ethereum. I'm not making any comparisons. I'm just trying to speak without bias towards anything specifically, because it's really not about it. It's not about one or the other. Like, Ethereum's in that same boat. But like, I think in this scenario, I think the best thing to say at least is like you look for bargain basement prices on these things. XRP is really in the same boat too. It only went slightly higher. Like it probably went about the same percent now that I think about it. XRP's all-time high was probably about the same like 10% that Solana had. And XRP is probably coming back like the rest of the market, probably coming back to these previous valuations, testing some of these lows. Hopefully I'm wrong and everybody is rich by next year, right? I'm just going off what I've been watching over the years. Why I have so many charts up, guys, I just keep losing the one I'm looking at. Total may have bounced here where it needs to bounce. Please. On the month. Please bounce here. Here we go. Another own, huh? Do you guys? Some coins broke their price, but not their market cap. Probably the other way around, Teller. They broke their market cap all-time highs, but not their price. Unless there are less coins than there were 4 years ago for a project, then like there would have to be less coins for it to break price and not market cap. I don't think that happened with anything that we're like familiar with. What's up, Muhammad? What's up to all the new subscribers? Is anybody new here today? Pedro, All trades based on Bitcoin dominance. I love how popularized Cohen made that. We were preaching it the whole time, just nobody gave a fuck. No one cared. Now people do. Shouldn't we buy when Bitcoin's dominance is high? For example, now, which it is historically high, you're right. And sell them when the next time it crashes, like it happened in 18, in 21. Yeah, in theory, absolutely. That is the theory. That is the correct thinking. Absolutely. I guess the issue though with that kind of simplicity, because like you're correct, and we preached that, we traded that year forever. You know, that is absolutely the things that we've talked about here. And we used to, on this channel, man, we used to trade Bitcoin and alts just on dominance. It seems like you used to be able to. The issue though is at this point, we've just seen dominance move up. We had a whole cycle from a bear market low to a bull run high where dominance just moved up. And this whole time we could have said, you know, alts are, Bitcoin dominance is high. That means that we should be in alts and rotate to Bitcoin. And it's like, that wouldn't have aged well. Right now, I think you have better odds of it. But you're betting on dominance breaking down, which in a bear market, we have never seen happen. To be fair, we have never seen dominance rally through a bull market either. So it's possible. It's an interesting bet. Like the concept is totally right. Absolutely. Typically people do it the other way around. They buy alts when it's low and they sell them when it's high. That's much worse. But man, it's a weird bet right now. It's a weird bet. Especially if we have another 6 months of bear market price action in USD. What if we did see dominance drop? I've talked about this. I don't think anyone else has ever talked about this. Maybe. Probably they have. Talked about this a good amount though. Is the nightmare scenario where Bitcoin continues to sell off against dollars and dominance begins dropping. And what do we have then? We have a really weird scenario where alts against the dollar are probably still falling. They're just not falling as much as Bitcoin. They're gaining against their Bitcoin values, but it's like largely invisible because everything's losing value and it doesn't feel or doesn't really look like they're going up, but they're gaining against Bitcoin. And then what happens? Probably when the market bottoms out, then too does dominance reverse. And so people are like out of alts or whatever for this time. They see them drop with Bitcoin. And so they get spooked. But USD reverses, the Bitcoin USD reverses, and then everything starts moving up. And so they start buying their alts again at like whatever this local bottom is because they see stuff moving up and they're like, alts will outpace. But dominance climbs up again. I don't know. The nightmare scenario is that dominance drops with the bear market. It will be probably the worst thing for alt traders. In my opinion, they will get smoked again. I don't know, I'm rambling. The concept is right. The execution is difficult. Maybe that's what I should say. What's up, Diego? Sequia, Pelgic. I appreciate your guys' comments. Even if I argue against them, I still appreciate them. Bitcoin dominance breaking down correlates to the USDT going much higher. That would be a nightmare scenario where alts don't even gain. It's just this stablecoin spiral. Though if that happened, it's unlikely though that dominance trading down would be the same. Like it would be a potential outcome where alts don't gain against Bitcoin even though Bitcoin dominance goes down. I'm not too worried about that. More stable coins in the space I don't think is a bad thing. I think if anything it's probably a good thing. What's up, Tebow XRP? How you doing, bro? Long in Bitcoin micro, go for it. Bitcoin should crash and who? I don't know what you mean, Nika. What's up, Sissel? Alex Wells. You are new. What's up, Chiati Horandla. I don't know how to say that. Coden's new, of course. What's up, Real King Solomon? Alex O, talk about me? Alex O's a good dude. We have a lot in common. You want to learn trading? Risa Lisa. You have no idea about it. Trading is best described, in my opinion, as similar to being a professional poker player. It's the closest thing. You don't always get the best cards, but you know how to play the cards. You know how to identify when a scenario is higher risk or higher reward, and you play that. So it's a very slow game of small edges. It's not exciting. It's not sexy. It's not fun. It is not going to get you rich quick. It's slow. What's up, Dragon First? You're new? What's up, Brother Bill? Welcome, welcome. Hoping we're rich tomorrow. Me too. My mom just texted me. Oh, your profile picture's new. What's up, mate? What's up, Dexum? Oh, Lipsis, welcome back, brother. How high do I think gold will go? The top's not in for gold. I mean, it could double. It could go to like 10K. Can't take me seriously without the shades. Oh, well. I don't really like Bitcoin miners as investments, honestly. They just seem to underperform Bitcoin. I've never invested. I've never invested in any. And if you were to ask me, like, I would just like name the names that I know, which is like Hutton, whatever. I don't know. Selling courses, baby. That's where it's at. I should redo our thingy. I have a free course. I should redo the Crown Crypto thing. Started it last year at the beginning of the year, and anticipated that the market would be hot and it would be crazy and euphoric. Didn't really come, so I should rework that. I think I'm going to lower the price point. I'll have to start promoting it. Lower the price point down to like Netflix subscription, and just, I don't know, do like a stream a week or something. Data centers, yeah. I checked stonks. I did. We checked some stonks, some stonks. Man, they're moving so slow. Stocks have really been moving sideways as well. Like 2 months here at this 7,000-ish level. I mean, you either reverse here or you reverse at 7,500. Those are my guesses for stocks. For SPX. DJI, don't even know actually. $51.1, $55.3. 5-1, 51-1. Words. Man, nothing's moving now. I gotta pee so bad. We've had such spicy streams, and now the spice has subsided, at least for the time being. The ebb and flow. The rug pulling. Horse guy. Wasn't that a Twitter account? What happened to him? Did you miss him? I thought that doesn't still exist. Mining means AI at this point. Damn, another influencer. Disappointing. All right, John. I don't know what that means. Maybe you're talking about, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm as high as I am right now. Oof. Sounds good. What's up, Simple Jack? Every YouTuber selling course true. Why not? Good money. Sophia says, hi, my guy, Sophia. It's been a while. You changed your name. I never would have known it was you. Circle. Ooh. Still miss horse guy. Wasn't horse guy a dude on Twitter? Just a picture of a horse. I thought he still exists. Did he make content like somewhere else I didn't know about? 𝐂𝐴ZO. Why did you change your name? Now I can never know who you are. I'll try to remember. It's hard. Oh, man, I gotta go to the bathroom so bad. How long have we been live? I don't think I can hold it anymore. This is a rip. 2 hours? That's good as any, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. It's been a chilling day. Make sure you subscribe, like. I know today was calmer, not so spicy, but spice is coming. I'm sure it's right around the corner. We'll be here covering it live, just like we always are. You'll be here too. Oh, God. Clippy is pumping, says users. We'll have to check it out another time. I appreciate you tuning in. Sign up with our exchange partners in the video description below. Femex. You can sign up from anywhere. No KYC. They're a trusted partner for many, many years, actually. I realize I've worked with Femex for like 6 years now, maybe a long ass time. Links in the video description below. Jump in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Follow me on Twitter @TomCrown. We'll be live again Friday at the latest, and probably soon.